Hello everyone! Have you ever seen such a big person? We bet you haven't. Or maybe you know what the smallest chickens look like? Is this the first time you've heard of them? Today, we're gonna fix that. You will see a selection of the most impressive things in the world. We promise that by the end of the video, you will be much more difficult to surprise. Let's go! And that fella's definitely not afraid of anything. How else would you explain the fact that he plays with the ball at an altitude of almost 2,000 meters? And by the way, he's pretty good at it. Look at how well he balances with the ball on his head. That trickster has even found a friend who agrees to play with him. If everything continues at this pace, we will soon see the first air football match. How do you create something extreme and relaxing at the same time? Ask that guy. It was he who designed the flying hammock. Now walking your dog will turn into a pleasant journey. For the wider public though, the super hammock can be a serious hindrance. No, seriously, we think we're being tricked somehow. It can't be that simple. And now, a riddle. What do you see on your screen? Even 2-kilogram kettlebells don't sink in this water. But the most interesting thing will happen if you scoop it into your hands. Yeah, it's a container of mercury. It feels almost the same as water. If you want, you can safely dip your hand in it or fill a cup like this. But what about the risk of poisoning and all that? The thing is that mercury releases toxic fumes at plus 18 degrees Celsius, but at production sites, it's cooled to a much lower temperature. What can be made from old motherboards and memory cards, you'd ask? The answer is a work of art. It took a teenager from Zimbabwe 3 months to build a model of Manhattan. Just believe us, it has almost all the buildings of the island. You can see the Empire State Building and other places of worship. During the process of its creation, the guy even calculated the scale of the buildings on a calculator. What do you think it is? No, the snail didn't go mad, it just got an unusual parasitic worm inside it. It gets into the body with food, and then throws a small party in its horns. The ultimate target of the parasite is the sparrow's stomach. So the parasite constantly moves, trying to attract a sparrow's attention. It's creepy, isn't it? As a result of such dances, the snail will probably get eaten, but the worm will calmly continue to live inside a new owner. Okay, jokes aside, now we'll show you something real hardcore. Those skiers climbed the almost vertical slope of the Karakoram mountain range in Central Asia. Guess what's about to happen? Okay, we'll just let you enjoy the moment. Do you think monkeys can't go diving? That's clearly not the case, buddy. In these shots, a whole troop of monkeys is trying to catch fish. If you are sick of the picture in your room, you can hang a new one. Or you can buy that thing and forget about decorating your walls forever. It'll draw whatever you want. To do this, just drive a couple of nails in and find a socket. The device is called Scribit. Its operation is simple. You choose a beautiful picture in the application, and it puts the picture on the wall. How do you like this automatic dog door? It looks more like the entrance to a spaceship, but it fits perfectly into the interior. It works the same as the doors in a supermarket. It opens automatically if its sensors are triggered. If you've ever been on a golf course, you've probably wondered, how do they manage to keep the lawn in perfect condition? It turns out that one long rope and a little trickery are enough. Here's how they carry out greenskeeping before a new game. Very clever, you should admit, and very binge-worthy as well. Why not look at it again? Serving a dish in a restaurant is a real show. Therefore, the table should suit. Like this one, for example. That table will definitely not leave guests indifferent. It's like having soup brought to you on the back of a huge cockroach or spider. It doesn't increase your appetite much, does it? There is an amazing place in Austria. It's called Grunner See, or Green Lake. Every year it's visited by tens of thousands of divers. What's so special about it? Look for yourself. There are green grass lawns everywhere and the trees are covered with fresh leaves. Everything is fine about it, but they grow at the bottom of the lake, right under the water. There are even trails and a bench where divers can catch their breath. It's all because of ice melting. In the spring, the water level rises considerably and a part of the lake shore goes underwater. The DJ's controller can stun an ordinary person. A bunch of buttons, strange twists, switches. The guys from Reach Table decided to make a simple version of this device, and here's what came out of it. The melody is created by cubes, each of which is responsible for a certain sound or part of the song. You just twirl them a little on the table and your music begins to play with new colors. Yes, it looks spectacular, but for some reason, nothing has become any clearer. A CT scan machine is not the most pleasant thing. Everything is noisy and you can't move. Fortunately, at this point, we can't see what's going on inside it. And here's what's really going on. Surprised? It turns out that the entire CT scanner is one big wheel that turns around the patient. If you think this is the maximum speed, then wait a few more seconds. Frost patterns on windows somehow immediately give you a festive mood. But to create a Christmas atmosphere, you don't need to wait for a cold spell. You just need to spray a special liquid on the glass. Voila! Frost effect appears right before your eyes. Have you ever wondered what happens if you break an egg into molten metal? Just a few seconds and the egg is almost ready to be served. Have you ever noticed those big white hay packages on farms? Now we'll show you how they're made. There is a very convenient machine for this purpose. The hay stack is placed on mobile rollers and then wrapped in a fabric. In the end, you have such a beautiful roll, and just in a couple of seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Walking Fish Fighting. Today, we're waiting for the most spectacular fight of the season. Well, maybe it's not very spectacular. With such short hands, you can't really fight. What does the biggest shower on the planet look like? Now we'll show you. This building is located in China and is called Glass Corridor. It's famous not only for being the highest circular waterfall in the world, all the spans of the bridge are made of glass, so you can see what's under your feet. In these shots, you can clearly see that there's a deep step there. Would you risk having a walk? We warn you, now you will hardly believe your eyes. This is the smallest breed of chicken bred in Malaysia. That isn't an optical illusion, but a very real animal. The size of an adult rooster hardly exceeds the size of an ordinary pigeon. Can you imagine that? This is what his fighting stance looks like. Buddy, where's your neck? And here's what a hen of the same breed looks like. Pretty cute birds, don't you agree? Why don't we build a skyscraper in the shape of a pill? Somebody thought in Abu Dhabi, and as you might understand, they built it after all. Now the headquarters of the company Aldar is considered one of the most unusual buildings in the world. Of course it does. The design of such a building is hell for an engineer. Here's how the workers have to move around the facade. To do this, they had to create a special elevator, and in 2016, they made a Death Star out of the building. It seems that this girl didn't notice that a strange man was watching her. Yes, that guy looks so realistic that it feels uncomfortable. You could even notice veins on his arms and legs. Wow, anyone looks short compared to him. In fact, the thing before you is a sculpture. That incredible work belongs to Ron Mueck. As you can see, he became famous for creating hyper-realistic figures of people. This is not a sci-fi movie shoot, but some real greenhouses. The project Nemo's Garden is unique. A team of biologists creates underwater air domes where a variety of plant species are grown. Here's what the greenhouse looks like from the inside. Due to high humidity, sprouts always have access to water and ripen faster than on land. Divers should only check the garden beds from time to time to collect the harvest. Do you know how salt is extracted? You won't believe it, but it's carried out with shovels. It looks something like this. This amazing place is called the Uyuni Salt Marsh, and it's located in Bolivia. Water protrudes in the holes from shovels and evaporates in a couple of weeks. Then it's possible to extract salt again. Now you will see one strange but insanely spectacular spectacular performance. Do you notice anything unusual? And now, yes, the action takes place right on the facade of one of the skyscrapers. The dance is not only beautiful, but also deadly. A few seconds of free fall separates the dancers from the ground, but look how smoothly they move. Attention, there might appear a system error in your brain. Take a good look at this sculpture. Now let's go around it. It no longer looks like a flat square, and in the end, the figure turns into a perfect circle. Hey, will these ducklings ever end? We hope you managed to count them all. Hold on a second. Do you want to see some crazy stories from real life? Nothing dull, only action. Only adventures, chases and fights, love confessions and sudden betrayals. Don't believe us? Follow the link and see for yourselves. Our animation channel Private Diary reveals the deepest secrets. Don't forget to subscribe.